collection is not people who fast.
Hey, this is Jarret from fakeshemp.net, and this is the April collection update. It's going to be considerably shorter than last month, and that's for two reasons. One, there's less stuff to show you because I haven't really got that much in the past month. By collector's standards, I'd say, not by the average everyday punter. And the second is that I've got fuck all battery on this camera at the moment. So let's get into it. First up, we've got Enemy Mine. This is the Umbrella release, their local Region B release. It's out of print in the US. The Twilight Time did a run of like 3,000 units. This is a superior version to theirs. Yes, it doesn't have the isolated score, but it does in fact have a beautiful transfer, a DTS HD 5.1 soundtrack. It's in its original aspect ratio. It's got the trailer, and in addition to that, it's even got an essay by local scribe Lee Gambon on the disc and some behind-the-scenes photos from the movie. It's a pretty cool release, and it's got the original theatrical key art on the front, which I fucking love. In addition to that, it doesn't have the Australian classification on the reverse of the slick, hence why I've reversed it, which is also very good. Gold star umbrella for that one. Next one up, another Umbrella release, and it's Alien Nation. This one has held up far better than Enemy Mine. I understand that Enemy Mine has dated. It does have a bit of a throwback sort of vibe to 50s and 60s sci-fi, so it's very forgivable, whereas Alien Nation remains relevant and every bit as good as the day it came out, and the prosthetics design and all the special effects are fucking rad. Alien Nation is a very, very cool film, and as far as I know, I think this is the only Blu-ray release of Alien Nation anywhere in the world at this stage. It's got a DTS HD 4.0 soundtrack. It's in its original aspect ratio. It has no special feature content, somewhat disappointing considering that the Region 1 DVD release had behind-the-scenes featurette. I think it had the teaser trailer and theatrical trailer from memory. I covered this film in either a Forgotten Gem or Obscurity some time ago in the podcast because I really love this film. I do believe from what I've read on forums, and I can't confirm it myself, that there is no subtitles for when the aliens speak in their native dialect, which is somewhat concerning, and yeah, I'll be curious to check it out for myself. But Alien Nation, next one up is another Umbrella release, Night of the Living Dead. They're really knocking it out of the park at the moment. This is the JB exclusive 2-disc, which has the 1968 Night of the Living Dead, George Romero's, and it's got the 1990 Tom Savini remake. Both of them are available individually. Well, at least the 1968 one was. It's out of print. The 1991 is available individually. But the double pack was only, I think less than $10 more. And in addition to that, they're individually numbered. They've got exclusive art on the reverse of the sleeve done by Simon Sherry. Umbrella's really done a great job with this release because they've got brand new feature content for the 1990 Night of the Living Dead on here, as well as they've ported over extras that were on the original Columbia TriStar DVD of Night of the Living Dead that weren't on the Twilight Time release, and they've used a superior print for it, and transfer, should I say. The Twilight Time transfer had that blue tint on it. It was fucking ugly. I haven't checked this out for myself. I've just seen the screen grabs on Capaholics and Blu-ray.com, and it looks great. The reviews have been very positive. Very happy to add that one to the collection, Night of the Living Dead. Next one up is an Umbrella reissue. It's Body Melt, the Philip Brophy film that was shot here in Victoria. A bloody classic Australian film, and it's the first in the line of Umbrella's new Ozploitation classics. I like this art better than the previous DVD. I got rid of the previous DVD some time ago. I kind of knew this was coming out, so I figured I'd profiteer of getting rid of the old one and picking up the new one for cheap with the superior artwork. Ports across all the same special feature content that was on the previous release. But yeah, Body Melt. Next one up is one that no doubt everyone on YouTube has probably bought. Total Nerdum, Star Wars The Force Awakens. I think this film was universally loved. Yeah, okay, so there was some naysayers. Fuck them. This film's cool. Haven't cracked it open yet, which is a shame considering I got it week of release. And I don't know why I haven't watched it again yet on Blu-ray. But Force Awakens Steelbook. I actually prefer the standard Amaray artworks that uses the theatrical key art. But I picked up the Steelbook. It'll retain its value, and maybe down the track I will just buy the Amaray and get rid of this, or maybe there'll be a deluxe edition. Next one up is a film that I enjoyed last year. Didn't quite make my top 10. It's a very sort of quirky dramedy called The Lobster, very British in its general aesthetic. Cool film, Colin Farrell and Rachel Weisz. Next one up is a comedy that could almost qualify it as a guilty pleasure, but I don't feel fucking guilty. Daddy's Home. I'm not a massive fan of Mark Wahlberg, and I'm not a huge fan of Will Ferrell. I like him, but he does tend to do a lot of duds. However, I really enjoyed this kind of not necessarily wholesome comedy, but it reasonably family-friendly type of comedy. Daddy's Home, in fact, I've seen it twice. So that's crazy considering it's been out for less than 6 months since it opened theatrically, and I managed to see it twice. Once at the movies and once on a plane. Next one up is Creed. I really don't need to say anything about this. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good film. It's not my favourite in the Rocky franchise. Of course, it's not my favourite in the Rocky franchise, but fuck, it's a hell of a lot better than Rocky 5. Silicon Valley, the TV series, HBO TV series, which is from Mike Judge, who you know from Beavis and Butthead or Office Space or Idiocracy. Anyway, this series is fucking great. I love Silicon Valley. Season 3 is airing at the moment. Next one up, another TV series I love and seemingly no one's really watching, Last Man on Earth, which is not only starring Will Forte, but it's actually, I think he was the series creator and he's one of the key producers, and I'm sure he's directed some of the episodes. I know that Jarret has directed some of the episodes in the series too, but I really like Last Man on Earth. If you haven't seen it, you should definitely check it out. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so let's move on quickly to some imports, and first one up is Cherry Falls, which is a slasher horror from, I want to say, I'm thinking like, it is 2000. I was going to say either 99, 2000, so it is. It's directed by Aussie director Jeffrey Wright, responsible for Romper Stomper and Metal Skin. And it's just a fun teen slasher film from 2000. I actually remembered it being much better, but it's still good. I just remember it having been better. Brittany Murphy, Michael Biehn, Jay Moore in that one, and they've got some special feature content as they always do on those Scream Factory releases. Next one up is a personal fucking fave, Disturbing Behaviour, and I most definitely spoke about this one recently on a podcast as a forgotten gem. Disturbing Behaviour. It's, in my mind, it's quite underrated. And yeah, the concept has been done before. I've discussed it before when I showed Dead Kids Off. Hang on, Archie's just leaping up on my leg. Sorry, buddy, just hopped down there for a tick. So yeah, if you want to hear me talk about this film at length, go and drop into I can't remember which podcast number it is. I don't even want to hazard a guess, but listen to the podcast and I talk about it. I fucking love this movie. Unfortunately, the Scream Factory release doesn't have the Flies music video for Got You Where I Want You. It was the only special feature they couldn't put on there from MGM. And it would have been also nice if they were able to have put in the TV version, which uses alternate scenes within the film. But I mean, I believe all that stuff's in the deleted scenes anyway. Disturbing Behaviour, very cool film. So some more imports. These ones are from Second Spin. First up, we've got the Frank Darabont collection, which has the Green Mile, the Majestic, and Shawshank Redemption. Already had Green Mile and Shawshank Redemption, didn't have the Majestic on Blu-ray, so this is an upgraded Blu-ray for that. And I will just get rid of those other two in favour of this pack. The price was too good to refuse. It's a really nice put together release. If you can see, it's got the original art. It's the 2-disc version of Green Mile and then the Majestic on Blu-ray, which I think is really underrated, and original theatrical art on the back page there. Nice little edition. I picked it up secondhand through Second Spin, and I think it cost me probably the equivalent of $10 Australian, which is about as much as I was going to pay for the Majestic by itself, so I figured why not get that pack and save some room on the shelf. Next one up is the Cameron Crowe classic Singles from the mid-90s, which had an amazing score and is a really cool film. This is a full-fledged special edition release of the film. There is so much content on here. I can't wait to get stuck in. When I said mid-90s, I mean early 90s. Sorry, I'm talking grunge era, 92. In fact, there's loads of cameos from grunge music artists at the time. Eddie Vedder, other people that I'm not really remembering. But anyway, Singles, fucking cool film. Next one up is William Friedkin's The Guardian, which is again an upgrade from DVD to Blu-ray for me. I had the Umbrella local DVD release, so I've upgraded to this Blu-ray. Interestingly enough, I haven't watched it yet or looked at the special feature content on the actual menu, because sometimes Scream Factory don't put all their special features on the back of the sleeve. I don't know why. I think they must go to print before they lock down stuff. But it doesn't seem to have the Friedkin commentary that was on the Umbrella DVD, which is odd. If that's the case, I may in fact just keep that Umbrella DVD as well. Guardian, cool film. Next one up is a release I'm really excited about. I've sort of been saving it, and it is Smoke 'Em If You've Got 'Em, the cult Australian post-apocalyptic comedy classic from 1988. It's a short film, runs at 48 minutes, but this actual release has over 3.5 hours of content, including commentaries, documentaries, short films, all number of things. Even has like a 32-page booklet from memory. I'm particularly ecstatic about this release because I had a pretty heavy hand in helping Monster Pictures put this together. It's their first in the Monster Master series. And yeah, I directed a number of the special features that are on this release, including Still Smoking, Soundtrack to the End of the World, Ray Swinburne Adventure, the Monster Fest Q&A, Ray's Post-Apocalyptics, and I think that's it, and an introduction for it as well. Yeah, Monster have outdone themselves with this release, particularly Ben there at Monster. It's got the slipcase, then underneath you've got, with the slipcase with the aged art and faux stickers on there. Then you've got this sort of uninterrupted art there. Then if you open the sucker up, it's the disc, and there's the 32-page booklet in there. It is a stunning release and very exciting. Smoke If You've Got 'Em. You make sure you pick one up. It's available at JB Hi-Fi from May 18th. Next two titles up are Peter Jackson titles. One of them is Dead Alive, which I picked up through one of the members in the horror DVD BD collectors group from a chap named Ben. I was happy to grab this on DVD after I sold my Blu-ray off. When Cinema Cult announced they were releasing the DVD and Blu-ray, I sold my US Lionsgate Blu-ray off, figuring I'd just make a little bit of cash and just pick up a local release. Unfortunately, that never panned out, so I was left without Dead Alive. So yeah, thankfully I picked it up fairly cheap on DVD, which is good because I really want to revisit it. This, of course, is the US cut, so it's not the brain dead cut of the film. Then the next one up is Bad Taste on DVD, and some time ago I got rid of my 2-disc Anchor Bay edition of this. I'm not entirely sure why, but I did, and I was left without a copy of Bad Taste. Now I've got this DVD copy, and it's got the postcards still in there as well. That was also from Ben in the group, so thanks, dude. Next up is two titles that I got from a mate because he's getting rid of his DVDs. He's moving house and decided to get rid of his DVDs. So I got the Milos Forman film, Man on the Moon with Jim Carrey. I pretty much have every Jim Carrey film on DVD, I think, with no exceptions from memory. This is one that kind of had eluded me. I saw it at the movies. I had enjoyed it, but didn't really feel the need or to own it. Now as a bit of a completist, a mate giving it to me for free, I was happy to accept that and add it to the collection. Man on the Moon. And then Steve Coogan, who you may know from Alan Partridge, he had another series, Saxondale, that ran for 2 seasons and was fantastic. Mate was getting rid of this again, so he gave it to me. So I just need to pick up the second season at some point, hopefully cheap. And that gets us through the entire DVD and Blu-ray pickups for the month of April. The last thing I've got to show you is, in fact, an LP, which I'm not sure if I'm actually going to fit in frame here, but this is the, I think, 30th anniversary reissue of the Demons soundtrack by Claudio Simonte from Goblin. I'm going to have to hold that pretty far back. It's on limited edition green vinyl. I was just happy to get an LP, really. It didn't worry me that it was on green, but green's pretty cool anyway. It goes with the, actually I think it was advertised as, demon spew or demon vomit. But yeah, anyway, really happy to have that one in the collection, and it's expanded with a few extra tracks that weren't on the original LP pressing. So that is all of April's releases in this collection update. So thanks so much for watching. I will be back soon with the May collection update. There's a good chance I may do it in early June. And there's even less stuff for May, but there is, funnily enough, loads of imports, a lot of stuff I picked up from the UK, but you'll have to wait to see that one next time. So until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in June.